Well, hello and welcome to my UK Net Zero podcast. I'm Richard Gillespie, a former supervisory analyst in financial and industrial research. Before that, I was a financial journalist, and before that, I was in fact a bass player. I retired 3 years ago to spend a few years exploring our best path to net zero here in the UK because I thought with my background I might be able to help. What I bring is an understanding of the investment process, what is and is not possible. In past episodes, I've broken some pretty big developments, and today I have a massive one for you, something very special. It's a new EV battery swap dispenser, and this will be the first time it has ever been shown outside Sweden. This one is actually completely different and it will change the whole game, in my opinion, because it loads the EV battery into the car not from below, but from the side. Now, before I screen this lovely demonstration video from its developers, Swedish engineering firm Auto Energy Group, I should explain just why that is so important to EVs, motorists, car makers, garage forecourts, and to their oil company owners. I believe that with this model, for the first time ever, we could now actually set up an EV battery swap network right across the UK and through our 20,000 garage forecourts. This has never been done before anywhere in the world, but to me, it would be the perfect solution to everything EV. It means we could just switch out our EV batteries in a couple of minutes, the way we used to fill up at garage forecourts. To me, this is the holy grail of the EV industry. In fact, the list of advantages from it is endless, not just to those other people I mentioned, but also to our national grid and even to our government. And I believe it is so critical even to our net zero prospects. So I've decided to devote my entire next episode to this. Now, it may seem trivial to you that just loading the battery from the side rather than from below could have such a profound impact, but that's probably because you've never seen what a machine that loads a battery from below looks like. Let me put it this way. It needs to be housed in a separate building, and that requires an awful lot of groundwork and other engineering. Why forecourts have never embraced it is hardly surprising. By comparison, this one can just be dropped off and plugged in, like a drinks dispenser or something. The forecourt would lease it out, so that would remove practically all the financial risk, while it offers them 10 times as much footfall and 8 times more profit than a charger, according to my best case scenario. However, as it can upload the power in its 20 EV batteries to the grid as well, this one will start to earn money operating as a grid-scale battery for those forecourts before the motorists to use it will even arrive. In fact, it will earn more than £4,000 a month like that. So I think this dispenser will change the whole net zero game as well as the EV market. What could I compare this to then, perhaps? Maybe the difference between an early computer, which took up an entire air-conditioned room, and the PC on your desk. For me, the only question now is whether we should continue with our charge point rollout or just switch to this. And that has never been a choice we have ever had before with these previous battery swap machines. You should watch my next episode to get involved in the detail of that trade-off, but you will see that when it came to a face-off between charge points and battery swap, there really is no contest. Charge points are useful. Battery swap wins hands down on every count. And for all the parties involved, forecourts, car makers, motorists, the grid, the government, and especially for our net zero prospects, I can't go into all this now, but put it this way. We would only need 30 or 40,000 dispensers to serve all our 40 million cars in the vans in the UK versus the 300,000 commercial charge points we want, where today, even after 15 years, we've still installed only 42,000, so less than 25%. And at that rate, we will never even make our 2030 or 2035 targets for full EV conversion. But with these dispensers, we could, especially since it will provide a fair alternative to that half of all the motorists in the UK today who will not use an EV because they refuse to use charge points. Our London mayor walked right into that trap in the elections 2 years ago. They destroyed more than 90% of the cams he installed to monitor them in order to add them into the ULIS area. Our mayor in the end just backed down. But before we get to the demo, a couple of things to note. First, you will see that once the battery is inserted, this so-called cassette actually lifts it up into the car. That little trick alone will save a swap network billions of pounds, hence making the swap rollout possible for the first time. Second, you will see this dispenser offers a choice of 1 or 2 batteries. As these batteries are smaller than usual at 35 kilowatt hours, you should also note the batteries are not bought with the EV but rented. For that reason, you would get a 30% or more discount on an EV, in effect making that EV the least expensive, no longer the most expensive option in car showrooms. It would enable, in fact, a car maker to undercut any traditional EV on price. So, and with no further ado, please allow me to present to you the future, the PowerSwap EV battery dispenser from the Swedish engineering firm Auto Energy Group.